Richie, enjoy that today?
Well, I didn't enjoy the result because ultimately got beat and we're disappointed. But I think the biggest disappointment was the 2 goals. We didn't have anybody on the edge against a team that can score from distance, and it's an unlucky deflection. And the second goal is something that we've tried to stop all week. When the ball goes out to the wing, we know De Bruyne or Foden, whoever it may be in that position, makes that run, and we just didn't shift across quick enough. So, but I'm pleased at the intensity, the passion that we've shown, the quality at times. I think at 1-0 we had a couple of chances where the ball was going across their box and we just didn't quite get on the end of it inside their full-back. But you have to give them credit, they never panicked, they kept moving the ball, and the top players. But in terms of our work ethic, the position, I thought tactically we were very good. He was causing a problem after about 15 minutes with the 2 wingers staying wide, so we had to change to a back 5 with our wing back standing on them, which helped. Especially, it didn't help us in terms of the possession, but it helped us stop arriving in the 18-yard boxes often. But the top team, so to give them a slight scare was obviously a proud day for the club.
What's the feelings when Jamie Donley hit that from about 40 yards out? Yeah,
I just told her, I literally just passed him on the stairs. So it's a shame that it's gone down as an own goal. I don't think that's deserved. I don't think Ortega wants it neither. So there's one thing seeing it, it's another thing executing it. The lad has talent. You know, Spurs have been great with us, loaned us one of their best young players, and we think we've developed him really well over the last 6 months. And if he carries on with the same attitude, the same intensity and the work ethic and mentality, then he might be playing against them week in, week out.
I was going to say, sorry. Does he do that in pre-season or that type of goal?
I've no idea, Tony. What we've seen in a lot of under-21s football, you got qualities, goals and assist numbers were very, very good. When he first come to us, he took a little bit of time to get used to the second balls, the duels, the intensity of the game. But you look there, I think we've won more duels today, especially, and it's an important part of the game. Have we got as good a football as him? We haven't. But when it was a 50-50 duel, I think the majority of times we came out on top, and that gave us a good footing in the game.
Well, Pep was very complimentary to your team. He said that outstanding, in every department, and he was glowing, wasn't he, in every level? Which is always nice.
It is nice. I have to say that the way that he is, we've just had 10 minutes there, and what an unbelievable guy. I have to want him to go home. So just stay for a bit longer. The way that he talks. I compliment him on his tan. So he's been to Abu Dhabi for a few days, so he looks really well. But what a man to speak to. He speaks to you with passion. He's not just coming up for a drink and he's like, time's the bus leaving type thing. He's speaking in detail tactically about his experiences as well, and what an unbelievable guy.
You speak about giving City a bit of a scare, but what was you thinking when you see De Bruyne and Foden coming on for that last 15 minutes? Was that a sign, given that they've got a Champions League game against Real Madrid?
The truth. Don't let the ball go out of play so they don't come on. Because what they offer you is, when we're camped in, they offer the extreme elite quality. So the movement, the time and the movement, when it gets to him, the ball manipulation, and De Bruyne's off both feet is he probably the best player that the Premier League ever seen. He's up there. You wouldn't have a conversation about it without mentioning his name. And Foden can potentially be that in time. So I was worried when I seen the first team sheet. Savio, Gundogan, Marmoush, I thought, showing glimpses of what a top player he can be. All of them, they're all brilliant, but they done it for a long period of time, and they keep producing the results. So I was worried.
But it is a compliment to your team that he's had to make those changes to force the game. Yeah,
but they're the weapons at his disposal. So when you have them weapons, you don't leave them sat when you need the game to come away from us. No, that's the only disappointment about today as well, because we had our pace and power. You look at Dan Aggie, who's not quite fit to start today. Ollie O'Neill's on the treatment table. We probably got 3 or 4 others where we needed pace and we needed legs in the last 20 minutes, and we just didn't have that. We're bringing, 19-year-old kid in Zekabirio on, and we haven't got quite them attacking options off the bench. But if you've got him, he's well within his rights to use him.
Richie, sorry, with Donley, the way that you're speaking, I was thinking that if he does something like that, that reduces your chances of being able to persuade him to maybe come back next year. But the way that you're speaking, you think that he'll progress beyond that.
No, unless we're in a championship, there's no way we're getting back next year. But that's the nature of my job and the nature of the club that I'm at, where we have to take first loans. Because if we wait till they've had a loan, they then bypassed us. So the plan for Jamie was one of two things. He comes to us, he develops, he grows into a man. He then goes back to Tottenham and maybe gets in their first team. If not, then he goes to the Championship. You know, and there's a clear development plan for him going forward. But yeah, we always lose. We get the first loans in, we develop them, they do brilliant, and then they go back to the parent club and either play or the parent club sell them.
But you don't see him as a player that's going to struggle to. I mean, the Championship's a high level. You don't see him as a player who will struggle to make it.
Oh, no. Going forward, Championship will be minimum for him. Will be minimum.
Richie, currently, Richie, there's a little bit of disappointment that you ended up losing the game. You might deserve more. In a way, though, is it the perfect scenario? Because you've had a fantastic day. The players have acquitted themselves brilliant, but you've got promotion.
Yeah, I'm actually delighted in going. I know it's weird, but I'm delighted in going to extra time because that would have been a struggle for us because they would have had more of the ball, runners into the ground. Again, just the consistency of the way that they play. They never panic. They keep just moving the ball at slow, then quick. So, listen, was we going to win the FA Cup? No. Can we win promotion? Absolutely. So, yeah, a good question, and I think you're right.
And is there a challenge now to get the minds onto Mansfield?
There'll be no challenge. We had 3 players cup tied today. We've got 2 coming from injury and probably 2 or 3 that was rested for Mansfield on Tuesday. So we're hoping that we'll have probably 80% of our outfield players will be fresh and ready to go.
Have you had any messages from City fans in your family yet?
I've not had a chance yet. My uncle just walked past me with a big grin on his face. I felt like giving him a dig. But yeah, the majority of my dad is one of 8 or 9, and he's the only United fan. So this is a brilliant football club, and a lot of my friends are still City fans. Even though I'm a United fan, it's a brilliant football club, and what the owners have done for that club over the last 15 years, the regeneration of that part of Manchester and the success that they've brought to the club is absolutely brilliant.
Richie, did you sort of hope that when Foden and De Bruyne were coming on, Jack Grealish might have gone off because it always felt like Grealish was potentially going to do something today?
Yeah, again, when you're playing, we obviously at times have to go into a low block, and when you go into that low block, there's probably no better player in the Premier League to work in them small spaces that can drag you in, that can buy fouls, that can have combination play in that final third. So, yeah, but I don't know what you want me to say. I mean, yes is the answer. I would have liked him to took a couple of the other superstars off, but by that stage, we need more counter-attacking threat to ask some questions. But one thing we kept going, we had the block shot, we had Pratley's volley over the bar, and we had the one where we should score with the last free kick of the game where Dan Haps hit it over. So we kept going till the end. I think we've caused them quite a few problems today, but ultimately they were just too good for us.
Word about your keeper, Richie, as well. He had a great game again today, didn't he? Yeah,
he was class. I mean, he's been brilliant since he come in. I think he's had 75% of his performance have been clean sheets. He's got good character for a young kid, and he's only going to go on. He's going to develop into he potentially could be that top level Premier League goalkeeper if he keeps his feet on the ground.
No one else? Richie, what does the money mean for the club that you've got from this cup run?
I've not seen a penny of it. No, I think the chairman, like I said, I don't want to go too much into it, but we've got some big injuries. So the chairman has now gone out and got 2 or 3 replacements. So they'll come in and replacement, and that's allowed us to do that. We also, funny enough, sold a young player, Teddy Lamb, to Man City, which has helped. But the chairman's been brilliant. So now we've got reinforcements. So there's no excuses from us going forward. We'll get probably 2 weeks. We'll get 3 or 4 more back, and the squad is good enough to hopefully get promoted at the end of the year. No problem. All right, cheers, guys. All the best.
Cheers, mate.
Have a good weekend.